morning, y'all. Okay, so I'm back down here on the Lee tract again. We had to kind of come up with a little different plan here in this creek bottom, which is where we're at now. We've got about a load, or just a little over a load cut, and I've already skidded out with the mules. And as y'all can see, I've got them out here in this little opening. And right over here on the back side, there's a little creek that runs down through there, and there's a couple little trails that we've got through here. There's not very much timber here, so what we did is we cut what we could, and we brought it out here in this opening. And we've got an orange mule helping us today, and I'll show you all the reason why we've got an orange mule helping us here in just a minute. But we staged the logs out here in this area with the mules, which was a big help, and some of them was some mighty good poplar. We kind of had to pick around. This track has been cut over in the last 20 years, and there weren't much timber here to get. And then some that was left here had metal in it, so we decided to leave it. But anyway, I want to take y'all along and just kind of show y'all what we got going on. Okay, y'all, so here's the deal. Here's the reason why we're using this skid steer and not particularly the mules. We're down here in this creek bottom, like I mentioned earlier, and the only way to get these logs up to the truck is through this path right here and up this very steep hill that's coming up in front of me here. It's really, really steep, and we could not get a truck down here, period. And the mules just could not handle these bigger logs going up this hill. There's no way. And even now, you're about to see the skid steer is starting to slip, and this is a track machine, and it is starting to slip with this load that's on the front. And I've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 feet on the front right now. So probably poplar's 9 pounds a foot, so probably 4,500 pounds on the front of this skid steer right now, and it just this morning it won't. It can't gain no traction. So I'm gonna back up over here, dump this butt log off, and then get on up the hill. And after I make a few trips up and down this thing, it sort of slings the mud out of it, and it does gain a little bit more traction as time goes on. But it's hard going. The camera doesn't even do it justice here as far as how steep it is. So basically what I'm gonna do is pack these logs out to the top of the hill. Y'all see the truck setting up here in a minute. My youngest daughter, Sarah Beth, is helping me today. She is running the gate for me because the Lees, they do have horses and goats in this pasture, and we have to go through this pasture to get back to the main road. So we're packing these logs up, and Sarah Beth's running the gate for me, and just getting the logs out with the skid steer. And the machine has definitely helped us. It saved our hind end on this job, and I want to send a special thanks to my wife's Uncle Avery for letting us use this machine in our time of need. He's been very helpful to us with that. We definitely appreciate that. And soon, y'all, one of these days, we plan on adding a skid steer to our operation just for moments like this. And not only moments like this, but also to fix logging roads, to put in pipes, spread gravel, clear brush, load the truck. There's just so many things these machines can do, and I think running a horse or mule logging operation, animal logging operation I guess you could say, a skid steer is just a very nice addition. And I wish I could have got a better view for y'all here where you could see. I am going to upgrade some camera equipment here before long, and hopefully when I do that, y'all will be able to see things a little better. I kind of had to manipulate the logs around a little bit on the truck. I was trying to see if it would fit over in this corner, but it did not, so I had to move it back to the other side. And I won't go into my philosophy on loading a truck with a skid steer or knuckle boom. I mean, it's a little different than doing it with the side loader. The theology behind it's a little different. But I want y'all to see here as I'm packing these logs out, and Sarah Beth's doing the video in here for me. Look how slick this hill is and how steep it is. You can see, you know, as I'm coming up this hill, and here I've got 3 logs on. There's 3 logs, and they're smaller logs. And the machine handled it fine now, especially after I've slung some of the mud off. But I just kind of wanted y'all to get an idea of how steep it was, and that's why we chose to use machine here. And I still haven't decided what size machine that I really want. This is a 75 horse Kubota. We had a 75 horse Kubota on the last job. I do want to try a large frame Kubota 97-2 if possible. I want to see just, you know, how much more power the 97, more lifting power, all that it's got. This 75 is a pretty stout little machine. It did drag coming up the hill just a little bit. It started lugging the motor down. Wasn't a big deal, and like I done earlier, I could just dump a log off and go on anyway. It was not a life-changing event. You know, this 75 horse has definitely saved our butt, and it does real good at cleaning up brush. As far as drawbar pushing power, I can't really relate a whole lot to it because I haven't tried a lot of different ones. It does pretty good. There are times when I kind of wished it had a little more drawbar power, pushing power. And that's why I want to try a 97. I'd like to try a couple different Caterpillars, large frame Caterpillars, 289 and 299. Those are 74 horse and 100 horse, but they're both large frame machines. And I do realize that large frame machines is what we need for our operation, no doubt. So I want to try, you know, a couple different ones. I'd like to try some Bobcats. And, you know, maybe in a year or two, whenever we're caught up on our bills, maybe we can purchase one of these for ourselves. You know, it's not something I want to just jump out there and do right away, but it is something I want to add at some point to our operation. So for now, we'll just, you know, rent different machines and get by with that until we can afford our own, and that'll also afford us the opportunity to try several different ones. You know, it'll cost money in the short run, but I believe it'll save us money in the long run as far as knowing which machine will work, because I don't want to buy too big of a machine. If I don't need 100 horse, I'm not going to buy it. However, if a 75 horse large frame machine won't do what we need it to do, then I'll be looking into buying the 100 horse, because we need something that can push, you know, build roads, the whole 9 yards. And we're only going to have one machine. We're not going to be a multi-machine operation, so we need one machine that'll do pretty much everything we need to do. You know, it's kind of a special type setup, I guess. I mean, everybody's got their own needs when talking about a machine, and us logging is no different. You know, I don't want to buy no more than I have to have, but I definitely don't want to be straining too small of a machine also. Now I will tell you this, you know, after you've cut timber and skidded timber and handled timber and walked and put out a lot of physical force, energy, labor, manual labor if you will, it is nice to have this air conditioning machine to go set in and load the logs out on the deck. You know, sort logs on the deck, stack logs on the deck, you know, stack tops for pulpwood, you know, whatnot. So this machine could open up a lot of avenues for us. I can definitely see that. But one thing it'll do is it'll help keep me working longer, because especially in this heat or when it's real, real cold. You know, it's nice after you've exerted all this force and this manual labor. It's nice to just be able to go sit down in the machine, kick back for 10 minutes, you know, turn the radio on, air conditioner, load out a load of logs. And I mean, this is a small load and they're small logs. But with that being said, I mean, y'all see here, I mean, I can load this load in, I don't know, 5 or 7 minutes, something like that. So it goes really fast. I mean, these machines are highly productive. And it's not that I'm trying to take anything away from the animals, because I'm not. I love logging with my mules, and I don't have no plans on changing that. But I do believe the skid steer is a very good addition alongside of the mules. You can really, they complement each other. You know, the mules can get in real tight places where the skid steer can't go, and the skid steer's got the muscle to get, you know, up hills and stuff like that where the mules can't go. So it will broaden our horizons a little bit on where we can go and what we can do, and the speed at which we can do it. So again, I'm not trying to replace anything. I'm just adding to it, if that makes sense. And it'll really help us on, you know, being able to get in and out of places, you know, building roads and spreading rock, because about every job you go to, you're going to have to do some dirt work, you know, laying down some gravel, just getting roads in and out where you can get in. And then, of course, when you're done with a job, if you've got any kind of conscience about you, you know, especially like up here in the field or, you know, on the roads and stuff like that, you want to clear those roads and clear the trash out of the fields and stuff like that. You know, you want to leave a place looking good if you can. You know, now down in the woods, it's different. You know, you can cut the tops up, just let them lay flat. But out here in the field and, you know, on the roads and stuff like that you've cut in, you know, I kind of like to make things, I want to leave it in good shape. I want to leave it like I would my own. I don't want to leave people, you know, with a mess that looks like a hurricane's hit. And sometimes you can't avoid that in certain situations. But I think y'all understand what I'm trying to say. Well, y'all, that about wraps it up for us today. We're sitting in the shade drinking some sweet tea. And Sarah Beth, my personal helper today, has got a very special message for y'all. Tell them, Sarah Beth.
Thank y'all for watching and have a great day.
Y'all take care. See you.